Hey guys, so I guess there's this question about return on investment, energy ROI, return on investment. Um, I guess in kind of a way of trying to figure out which energy source might be the best to use and how can I compare the different energy sources. So turns out it looks like maybe that's not defined fairly across the board for the different kinds of energies. So I was challenged to look at the EROI and poked around and came up with the energy return on investment of photovoltaics. This is a 2012 issue. Um, and I guess just to cut straight to the chase, what they're saying here in the highlights is if compared consistently, photovoltaic sits squarely in the same range of EROI as conventional fossil fuel life cycles. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than this, right? So the first thing is right now, the lion's share, like wildly huge lion's share of energy consumption in this world is through fuels, and that's not going anywhere. Not looking for a replacement of fossil fuels anytime soon. I don't see how that can happen in the context of the way that the grid operates now and the way that natural gas going directly to commercial use, not just for electrical power, right? And then fuel, the transportation uses fuels. There's a lot of things that go into this, but specifically with regard to fossil fuels, it turns out that this is a pretty like important thing. So in the case of a fossil fuel, the return on investment, the energy return on investment, is calculated as the ratio of the energy in a given amount of the extracted and delivered fuel. So the fuel that arrives at the power plant, the amount of energy in the fuel that arrives at the power plant, as compared to the total primary energy used in the supply chain. So to study the geology, to go find it, to dig it up, to pump it out, to refine it, to deliver it, all of that jazz, right? So to basically get it, find it, and get it out of the ground and refine it and deliver it to the front door of the conversion machine, that's the EROI calculation. So what that doesn't do is compare the final product of the energy that's delivered on the other side of that. And it's kind of hard to do that because it's fuels that are partially delivered directly to factories as natural gas or to industries as like transportation fuels, right? So it's kind of really hard to kind of parse that out. On the photovoltaic side, the sunlight is created without our expending any energy. The energy that's delivered to the front door of the conversion machine, that whole process is zero. So if we wanted to be fair, we would put that in the bottom, right? And then, when you divide anything by zero, it becomes infinite. So it's really kind of not a really good like comparison, right? And that's the point that have always made is once you build your machine, you're getting free source fuel to convert into the electricity. Free source fuel to convert into electricity. Never mind the fact that it's got way lower emissions and all that other jazz, right? But from an efficiency standpoint, you've got fuel being delivered to the rooftop of every home across the country, and we're not using any of it. So there's a really kind of like not apples to oranges comparison when you start talking about EROI and the definitions that's attached with that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense.